Okay, so here I am in Excel, and as you can see, it's got some arrows here on my worksheet. And these arrows are here for a very good reason. How often have you had a spreadsheet, either you've created it yourself or you've got it from someone else, and you're trying to work out how a formula was created? And I could click here, say on this one down here, which is profit. And obviously this is a very basic kind of spreadsheet, but it's to illustrate a point. And you can see it's got two arrows, one coming from here and one coming from here. If I was to look in my formula, it actually tells me A12 minus B12, so I could have easily have seen that. But on a bigger spreadsheet, more complex calculations, you might not know where they came from. Same here. These ones here with this little block around it is indicating that these figures are used to create that value, and the same again here. This one here is actually indicating that that value comes from here to here, and that there's another value on another worksheet or indeed even on another workbook. Unfortunately, you can't get an arrow to kind of take you there. So I'm going to show you how this is done and also show you how you can access this feature if you're using Excel 2003, and this is the same on Excel 2010, 2007, and also where you'll find this on a Mac as well. So the thing I'm going to do is just remove all of these arrows. So I'm here in my formulas tab at the top, and I click on remove arrows. So it is in here, this formulas that I want. Now if you're using Excel 2003, and if I quickly switch to that, so here you can see that you can go into view, choose toolbars, and in there you'll see that you've got your formula auditing toolbar with your options on this toolbar. You can also go into tools, go into formula auditing, and you'll see you've got your trace precedence dependence and remove all arrows there as well. So that's the same on the toolbar, trace precedence. You've got also trace dependence, and you've also got remove all arrows. And you can also remove precedent arrows and dependent arrows. Remove all arrows is always really useful. On the Mac, same again, go into tools, you can choose auditing. It doesn't say formula auditing here. You can also go into view, into toolbars, and choose formula auditing there. And you'll see that it's got those buttons as well for adding and removing and tracing precedents and dependents. Okay, so that's how you do it in Excel 2003 and also on the Mac. And then everything then is the same as to what everything actually does. So let's just take a look here, this value here. Let's say I wanted to find out where it's getting the values to create that. And up here, you'll see it's got trace precedence and it's got trace dependence. So the trace dependence are ones where you're actually looking to see what cells are dependent on this one. So trace precedence tells you where the values are actually coming from. So if I click on that, you'll see it's indicating these two arrows here, these two to create this. If I was to, I could now remove those if I wanted. So now if I go to this cell here and want to see where that value is going to be used, I click on here, trace dependence, and it shows me what cells are dependent on those values. Same again here, I can go there and do trace dependence. So if I'm here and I want to see where it's getting the values for this one, trace precedence, so that's generally a formula, and if it's just a single cell like this where it's got a value in and you want to see what formula it's in, you can click on trace dependence. You can click on this drop down arrow here and get rid of the remove precedent arrows and remove dependent arrows, so you can get rid of them individually, or I could have clicked on remove arrows to remove all of them. So really useful. It can actually speed up how you analyze a spreadsheet, particularly if you've got it from someone else and you're trying to work out what they've done, or it could be a spreadsheet that you're coming back to that you haven't used for a long time and you wondered, how did you get that? Also good for checking just in case there was an error and you accidentally clicked on a wrong cell to make up a value. So there you are, that's formula auditing.